The English Premier League enters its sixth round this weekend, and these are the fixtures. Okay, so we have Everton at home. They'll be playing Liverpool. Brentford, they face Leeds. Chelsea at home to West Ham. Newcastle will be seeing Crystal Palace. Nottingham at home to Bournemouth. Tottenham play Fulham. Wolves up against Southampton. Aston Villa will be seeing Manchester City. Brighton up against Leicester. And the talk of the town, the match that has everyone scratching their heads, Manchester United up against Arsenal. Well, ahead of their match away to Manchester United, Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta remained optimistic of stretching their win streak to 6 matches.
The test in the Premier League is every single week. Every opponent that you played, you see it in any game that is being played this weekend, apart of 1 or 2, and I don't expect anything different there. We have gone through that. We didn't win Stamford Bridge as well for 20 or something years, and this and that. We need to believe that you go there and you play the way you want to play, and you can win the football match. We've done it, and that's the belief that we have.
Well, the Arsenal boss, he's very confident that he's going to lead his team to 6 out of 6 wins. Lance, I start with you because I kind of have an idea as to what George Davis will say, and I feel like it's going to be a lot. So, are you confident like Mikel Arteta?
Like Mikel Arteta? Mikel Arteta is confident Arsenal will win.
Right. So my question to you know, when he said that and he jumped for a question, I felt as if I asked a bad question.
No, I'm just teasing you because he has a vested interest. So he gave his opinion on how confident he is. So if you ask me if I'm as confident as Arteta, it sounds as if you're asking me if I'm as confident as Arteta is that Arsenal will win.
Yeah, that is the question. Now, what is the answer?
That Arsenal will win?
Yes.
At Old Trafford, yes. It's going to be tough. I actually think it's going to end in a draw.
Yeah,
I asked a Man United fan in the zone room this afternoon who he thinks will win the match. He's a Man United fan. He said, Man United. I said, why? He said they're resurgent. So I was about to say, so if Man United is resurgent, what is Arsenal? Because they are beyond resurgent.
Yeah.
He walked away. He didn't get my question.
I
take a draw though. I think Man United are still, while improved, not the article that gives me the confidence that you can, shut your eyes and know that you'll get a Man United result. So I think that Arsenal's improvement this season has to be respected. And I think it's going to be hard for Man U to beat them.
Yeah, respected for sure. I'm going to ask the next Manchester United fan what he thinks, and let's hope he doesn't walk away.
No, he can't walk away. Don't understand why Lance says that he doesn't see the point in the Manchester United resurgence being the basis for confidence that they'll win. Arsenal haven't beaten a big team so far this Premier League season. Manchester United have. So on that basis, you'd say that Manchester United know how to pull out a result against a big team. They are playing at home. Mind you, the record in the last 8 Premier League games, not so good. We've beaten Arsenal, we've beaten Manchester United. We've beaten Arsenal once in the last 8. They've won 4 times and there have been 3 draws. So Arsenal have had the rub of the green and the rub of the result in the last time that they've met. The team, you can't win football games and you won't win competitions if your defense is not strong. And what the Leicester performance, there were parts of it that were ugly, but they were only ugly because they weren't attacking well, but they were defending very well. They defended well against Liverpool. They weren't lucky in not conceding more than once against Liverpool. They defended well. Yes. They defended well against Leicester, and they defended well against Southampton. They defended very well against Southampton. So I am heartened about the quality in defense, and I know I have the quality in midfield to be able to control the game, and especially with a couple of Arsenal's frontline midfielders set to be missing with injury, or even if they're not missing from injury from the start, they won't be near optimum. I'd not say 100% because no professional athlete is ever 100% fit for anything, no matter who they are. As long as you're a senior, you can't be 100% fit for anything. Yeah. So that is the basis for my confidence, and I think that with the strong defense and with problem solvers in attack, I expect Manchester United to get the job done. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say something quickly though, George? Because I take your point that Arsenal hasn't beaten a top flight team in the good run that they've been having. But you have to admit, George, that they have looked impressive. The quality of their game has been pretty solid. And I know sometimes opposition will influence how well you play. But to be fair to Arsenal, they have looked efficient and they have looked like a high-quality team, regardless of the opposition.
That is true. What I would say, their last game against Aston Villa, and if you take by the last game, Aston Villa ought to have scored more than one. They scored one, they were beaten 2-1. I'm not saying they would have won or they should have won. They ought to have scored more than one.
Yes.
And that was because there was an Aston Villa team motivated at the Emirates to play to ease the pressure of Steven Gerrard. So they were up for it, Aston Villa were.
Yes.
But for bad finishing, and Aston Villa's forwards, Leon Bailey apart and Danny Ings to a lesser extent, aren't top class. Well, they aren't top class forwards, the Aston Villa players aren't. Forwards aren't. So I'm just saying, if Manchester United can play defensively the way they played against Southampton, the way they played against Liverpool, the way they played against Leicester City, I'm confident that Arsenal's attack can be controlled. And then again, the problem solvers we have in the advanced areas of the pitch, I am backing them. If they get the chances that the Villa forwards got, they'll score more than one.
All right, question. Do you see Anthony and Casemiro starting?
No, Anthony won't start for sure. Casemiro is very likely to start. I think Rangnick may even go with the same 11 that he went with.
You mean Ten Hag?
I said Rangnick. Ten Hag may go with the same 11 that he went with for the Liverpool game, the Southampton game, and the Leicester game. He started those three games, the same 11 players were used. I could see him doing that. This boy will come off the bench at some point in the game, if at all he gets a piece of the action on Sunday.
Right. Well, Lance, Anthony, Casemiro starting?
I agree with George. I don't think Anthony will start. Casemiro will probably start. And I'm anxious to see what he offers to this Man United team, because we have long said for seasons upon seasons now that Man U has a serious deficiency in their midfield quality.
Yeah.
So Casemiro is expected to fix a lot of that.
All right. Well, the 241st Merseyside derby will kickstart round 6 in England. Despite Everton's poor start to the season, Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp says he expects a tough match.
Tight game. They were pretty much most of the time really tight. In the games we won one with the Sadio Mane goal, I think 90th minute. It's a big fight. We cannot ignore that, but you have to play football as well. And that's the challenge. That's all. From this point of view, I really think the Newcastle game was a perfect preparation, because the game was super intense and showed us what we will have to expect, even if somebody might not know it yet.
All right. So we saw Klopp there, and of course heard him saying it's going to be a tight game. George, Liverpool, Lance mentioned midfield problems in Manchester United, but Liverpool also has had their fair share of midfield problems. How does this one turn out for you?
I mean, quality-wise, there's only one winner of the game. Liverpool are a better team than Everton, even on a bad day. It's a derby game. You get caught up in the emotion of the derby, but Liverpool have been experts at setting aside the emotions and just making it a game of abilities. And their superior ability has always stole over Everton in the Klopp era. People say Liverpool have midfield problems, and they are right from the perspective of when in the past the front runners in the Liverpool midfield have been missing. Liverpool, with the makeshift midfield, has still been able to swat teams aside. The midfield, in some respects, is makeshift, and it is struggling. So that's why people are saying, with a patchwork midfield, you used to beat teams easily. With a patchwork midfield, now you're struggling. What does that say? Does that suggest deeper problems? But there are some other things in the team that weren't fixed. Remember, this team was not designed to play without Darwin Núñez.
Yeah.
It was being worked on from preseason with him in mind. He did something stupid, spent 3 games thinking about his future and realizing that he shouldn't be a silly boy. He should be back. Whether Klopp starts him is another thing. I think he will. So I think that collectively, they will have much too much for an Everton side that is groping for real form. Everton's form in recent games, their play has improved, but I'm sorry for them that they didn't get another opponent rather than Liverpool, because it will take something miraculous for them to get 3 points.
Yeah, Lance, a lot of my friends in the SportsMax Zone room has been banking on Mohamed Salah. We play SportsMax Fantasy Football on our app.
Yes.
Do you expect him to score?
I think he should this time.
Yeah, he should. But will he?
He's out of form. I'd back him to score. Everton, they haven't won a match since the start of the season. And I don't think will offer the kind of opposition for Liverpool's offence to stop Salah from scoring. I'm really not sure what's going wrong with the Egyptian, because he, looks a shadow of the player that we know he is. So I'm hoping for the Liverpool fans and for Salah that he gets his act together and gets some goals on the weekend.
What I will say is the only match that I'm looking forward to, and yes, I am a Manchester City fan, but I can't wait to see what happens between Manchester United and Arsenal. That's all I want to talk about on Monday. We're out of time. We'll be back after the break.